Hello and welcome again. Welcome to another class. Welcome to class number 173. We have 22 classes left, I believe. No, 23 classes left. Yeah, because we're starting class 173. Really, we have officially finished class 172, which means we have 23 classes left. That's right, yeah. Sometimes my mathematics, sometimes I get confused. Sometimes I get mixed up. Enlazamos, mixed up. Me lío, me confundo. Sometimes I get mixed up. We have 23 classes left. That means we have 4 weeks and 3 classes about. Not too many. We're getting closer and closer and closer. I think we have 22 classes left, to tell you the truth. I don't know. Maria's going to calculate while I'm talking to you. Maria's taking a pencil and paper and she's calculating how many classes we have left. Maybe we have only 22 classes left. I don't know, but we'll find out. But in any case, class number 173. But let's begin on camera 1 with a short review of class 172, please. There you are. All right, to give up. I give up. Teaching English is impossible, my God. All my life, since the age of 22, I've been trying to teach English. I've been trying to get my students to learn my language, and it's been futile. It's been an exercise in frustration. No, it's true. It's true. But the frustration for me is at the same time just a very small negative aspect and a positive aspect of the challenge. Yes. The route to learning English is 1,000 kilometers. The magic formula is in the kilometer number 1,000. And I'm trying to find the way. I'm trying to find the magic formula for learning English. It's at kilometer number 1,000, and I think I'm around kilometer 17 on the route, which means I still have a long way to go. Yes, I have a lot of kilometers left before I reach or find the magic formula. I think my competitors are around kilometer 3 or 4, okay, which means I'm ahead in the race, but I'm still extremely far from finding. From es una preposición, por eso el gerundio. I'm still very far from finding the magic formula, but I know where it is. Le veo ahí en el kilómetro 1000. At the kilometer number 1,000, the magic formula exists, and it's in your heart. Aquí, it's not in my heart, it's in your heart. But my job is to open your heart to English, to get you to fall in love with my language. And if you fall in love with my language, you will never give up. Never give up. Never surrender. Surrender is batirse en retirada ante el inglés, el ataque del inglés. Some people are afraid. Oh, never surrender. Never give up. Never throw in the towel. Tirar la toalla comes from the world of boxing. If you are the manager of a boxer and you're standing in the corner watching your boxer lose, and you become afraid that maybe your boxer will be hurt or killed in the boxing match, you take the towel and you throw it into the ring, el cuadrilátero, into the ring, and that is a signal to the referee to stop the fight, to stop the match. And we say that's to throw in. Por eso lo tiras hacia adentro. You throw in the towel. And figuratively, we use that expression for other types of activities in life. De tirar la toalla. Same in Spain. You use the expression figuratively as well. But some people don't know that it's from the world of boxing. All right, boxing. To throw in the towel. So don't throw in the towel with English. Don't give up. Come on, I don't like people who give up. People who give up easily are called quitters. And quitters are people who just cannot take the heat. No aguanten el calor. They can't take the heat. ¡Ay, qué calor! Oh, Dios mío! No hay quien lo aguante. dice aquí. A lot of people complain a lot. And you need to be stoic. And you need to be perseverant. You need to be persistent. You need to be a lot of things. But you have to take the heat. And don't give up. Because it's not going to kill you. Learning English well is not going to kill you. You will not die in the effort, I guarantee you. You can die for other reasons, but I think nobody in history has died because of learning English well. They have made a strong effort, suffered a little bit, but they never die. All right? So you need to work so hard to learn English that you develop sore muscles, agujetas mentales, cerebrales, con el inglés, agujetas en el cerebro. You need sore muscles in your brain. Okay, use your brain and use your willpower. Willpower, fuerza de voluntad. Because willpower, you can do anything in life. There's nothing that is truly impossible if you apply the Spanish expression, querer es poder. It's a very powerful expression. And in English, where there's a will, there's a way. Donde hay una voluntad, hay un camino. Where there's a will, there's a way. Querer es poder. And so never give up. Never give up. The people who have achieved great things in life and in history, they never gave up. They never gave up. You have to continue. Yes. And then finally, the rewards in life go to the people who never give up. And they keep fighting. Even some people win love. And love, you think, is a question, a chemical question, that a flechazo, you know, the Cupid shoots his arrow into you and you fall in love. But some people fall in love because the other never gives up. All right. So consider English the object of your love and never give up until you win the heart of English. And the English language will entregarse a ti, a tus brazos. It will deliver itself to you. And you can hold the language in your arms and love it for life. And then you will use it well. But you have to treat English well. You have to work hard to win it. And it takes a lot of work. Y los que dicen que es fácil, mienten. It's not easy to learn language. Any language is not easy. For me, it was extremely difficult to learn Spanish. Tough. But I never gave up. I never gave up. Not even now, at my age. I still don't give up trying to improve little aspects of the Spanish language. All right, I have to go. I'll be back after our next teacher to continue.
Hello there, it's part 1 of class 173 and that means we have to review. Okay, so we're reviewing class 172. I'm here with Marina, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You're very nervous today, I don't know why.
Yes.
Don't you like numbers?
Yes, my favorite thing in the world.
Okay, because we're going to review numbers today and also we're going to review the phrasal verb to give up, which is easier, isn't it, really? It's a bit easier. So first of all, let's ask you some questions with to give up, yeah? Start off nice and easy, and then we're going to do some numbers, okay?
Numbers, numbers, numbers.
Good, okay, so the first question is, well, of course, to give up is dejar, yeah? Dejar de hacer algo, algo malo normalmente, but depende. Okay, so do you think he should give up smoking? Do you think he should give up smoking? Di que sí? Very good. Do you think he should give up smoking?
Oh, yes. I think he should give up smoking.
I think he should give up smoking. Very good. Smoking, not smocking. Smocking, no. Smoking. Very good. Again?
Yes, I think he should give up smoking.
I think he should give up smoking. Excellent. Okay. Now, ask me if I think he should give up smoking. Very good. Okay, Marina, ask me if I think he should give up smoking.
Do you think he should give up smoking?
Smoking or
smoking?
One more time. One more time.
Do you think he should give up smoking?
Very good. Yes, I think he should give up smoking. I think he should give up smoking. What did I say?
You said that he should give up smoking.
You said that he should give up smoking. You said that he should give up smoking. That's fine. Okay. Did you give up junk food last year? Did you give up junk food last year? Junk food is comida de basura, claro, yeah? Did you give up junk food last year? Di que sí. Very good. Now, did you give up junk food last year? Di che sì?
Okay. Yes, I gave up junk food last year.
Good. I gave up junk food last year. One more time.
Yes, I gave up junk food last year.
Gave.
Okay, yes.
Clearer. Must more.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I gave up junk food last year.
Yes, I gave up junk food last year. Yeah, I want you to emphasize gave.
Right.
So everyone can hear it at home, yeah?
Yes, I gave up
Muy bien.
junk food last year.
Perfect. Yes, I gave up junk food last year. Yes, I gave up junk food last year. The next one. What did I say, by the way?
You said that he should or I should. No, I gave up. I gave up junk food last year.
Okay, thank you. Have you ever given up going to the gym? Have you ever given up going to the gym? Di che sì? Okay, have you ever given up going to the gym?
Yes, I have given up going to the gym.
Very good. How many times have you given up going to the gym?
20 times.
So,
I've given up going to the gym 20 times.
Okay, ask me if I've ever given up going to the gym.
Have you ever given up going to the gym?
Yes, I've given up going to the gym. What did I say?
You said that you had given up going to the gym.
Ask me how many times I've given up going to the gym.
How many times have you given up going to the gym?
I've given up going to the gym 5 times. What did I say?
You said that you had given up going to the gym 5 times.
Wow, she's un crack de inglés, no? Okay, but now we're going to do numbers.
Right, how exciting.
So are you ready? At home, I want you to have your pen and paper ready, because I'm going to dictate 3 numbers, and then we're going to repeat them. Yeah, then you're going to read them to me, okay? The first number is 470,963. I will repeat that one more time. Okay? I will repeat that number. It was 470,963. Okay, the next one. 209,184. 209,184. A ver, Marina. Very good. The third one. 388,566. One more time. 388,566. A ver, Marina. Okay, show the audience the numbers. Okay, the first one is correct. The second one is correct. And the third one is incorrect. One number. I will repeat it one more time. 388,566.
All right.
Okay, that's the one. Wow, can you write 6 like that?
Oh, yes.
Wow, many talents. Okay, now can you read them to me?
Right. 470,000.
Yeah.
973.
63.
63, sorry.
Okay, the next one.
And 209,184.
Good.
388,000.
388,000.
566.
566. Very good. Rub it out, please, can you?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't think we have time for any more. But you did very well. I mean, you got one number wrong, but it's the 60 and the 70. But always remember, you have to say 100, 101, 102, 103. Can you repeat that for me?
101, 102, 103, 104,
105,
106,
107, 100. Miles de veces, vale?
100.
Thank you, Marina. Thank you at home. Keep practicing. Bye-bye.
How? How, gran jefe. Rostro pálido habla con lengua bífida. Yeah, how. How. Fijaos en la pronunciación con how. How. How are you? How do you do? How many? How much? How often? How long? How far? How easy? How difficult? How. 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 Jauja. How. Why am I insisting on this? Because about 20 or 30% of my students say ho. For some reason, I don't know why. Ho has 2 meanings. It can mean asada or asadón, and it's a slang word in the United States for prostitute. So don't say ho, say how. Open your mouth. Jauja, jauja. No decís jauja, decís jauja, how. How. All right? Now, how is a very important word. It's interesting. Let's study how for a few seconds. On camera number 1, please. All right. How is como. How are you? How do you say, como se dice taza en inglés? How do you say cup in English? In Spanish, taza. How do you say? How, a secas. Pero luego how va pegado a otras palabras. ¿A qué distancia está Barcelona de Madrid? How far? ¿Cuán lejos? ¿Cómo de lejos? How far is it from Madrid to Barcelona? How long? ¿Cómo de largo? ¿Cuán largo? How long is a rattlesnake? Serpiente cascabel. How long is a rattlesnake? ¿Cómo de alto es Pau Gasol? ¿Qué mide, diríais probablemente? How tall? How far? How long? How tall? How tall? ¿Cuán alto es Pau? How tall is Pau Gasol? How tall are you? How tall am I? How tall is Maria? How tall is Mark Gasol? How tall is Michael Jordan? How tall is, I don't know, Wilt Chamberlain? How tall? How difficult? ¿Cómo de difícil? ¿Qué grado de dificultad tiene el aprender inglés? How difficult is it to learn English? Or how easy? You know, I need to know how easy or how difficult learning English really is, Richard. How difficult is it? How easy is it? ¿Cómo de fácil? How? All right? How hard? ¿Cómo de dura es esta mesa? How hard is this table? How hard is my head? Bastante. My head is really hard. How hard? How soft? How soft is the body of a beautiful woman? How soft, como de suave, de blando, de mullido. How soft, all right? How soft is your pillow? Como de mullido es tu, o mullida es tu almohada. How soft. Es curioso, casi todos los adjetivos de intensidad con how delante ya lo explica. Mirad una lista de adjetivos y pon how delante a ver si funciona. How often? Literalmente cuán a menudo. ¿Cómo de a menudo? O sea, ¿con qué frecuencia? How often? How often? How round is the lens, el lente, el objetivo of that camera? Como de redondo? Perfectly round. It's a perfect circle. How round? How high is the ceiling in this room? Como de alto? How high? Como de bajo? How low is the ceiling in your house? How high is the ceiling in your house? How heavy is your wife if you have to carry her? My wife is probably about 66 kilos. So how heavy is my wife? How much does she weigh? Probably about 66 or 67 kilos. Now, how heavy is, my wife is quite tall. How tall is your wife? Well, my wife is 1 meter 77, I believe, or 1 meter 76. How heavy is she? Well, I think she's 66 or 67 kilos. How? All right. How wet? How wet is the floor? Con how, te vale todo. Todos los adjetivos imaginables. ¿Cómo de mojado está el suelo? Okay, ¿qué grado de humedad? How wet is the floor? How dry is Almería, really? I've never been to Almería, but I'm planning to move there, to live there. Yeah. How dry is it really? All right. And then I'm planning to move to Santiago de Compostela, the capital of the region of Galicia. How wet, how humid is the climate? How humid is the climate? How tall is Pau Gasol? How easy is English? How hard is your head? How difficult is mathematics? How? All of these we say how. In Spanish, you say it in different ways. ¿A qué distancia queda? ¿Cómo de lejos es? ¿Qué grado de dificultad tiene? How difficult, pero nosotros, how más el adjetivo. Yeah. How cheap? How expensive? How expensive is this? How much does it cost? How expensive is a diamond, or how expensive, como de caro es a wedding ring, a gold ring? How expensive? How expensive is a ceramic cup like this? Well, this cup is valuable because it's the Vaughan cup that has been accompanying me for 9 months of this course. I'm going to take this to the rostro and sell it, all right? How expensive? How? Always. How thick? How thick is the Quijote? Well, it's two different books. If you put them together in one, it's about this thick. Así de grueso is Don Quixote de la Mancha. This thick. How thick? This thick. Oh. And how thick is the Little Prince? El Principito. How thick is it? Well, I think it's better to say how thin, como de fino. How thin? It's about this thin. It's not very thick, all right? Como de espeso es un puré de lentejas. How thick is cream of lentil soup? How thick? Lentil puree. It's a French word, puree, it's puree. How thick? Well, it depends. It depends on how much water you use. You can make it thin or you can make it thick. How thick do you like it? ¿Con qué espesor te gusta? O espesura, ¿cómo se dice? I can't remember which one. All right. How cold is it in North Dakota? ¿Cómo de frío? ¿Qué grado de frío hace en el Dakota del Norte? How cold is it in North Dakota in the middle of the winter? 25 degrees below zero. And the average temperature in North Dakota in the winter, the average winter temperature in December, January, and February is about 5 degrees below zero. So it's more, 10 degrees below zero. It's cold, but it's not wet. How dry is it? It's quite dry. So it feels colder in Boston, even though the temperature is 10 degrees higher. It feels colder because Boston's very wet, very humid. How humid is Boston? Well, in the winter, the relative humidity is probably 97%, and in North Dakota, 5%. So North Dakota is colder by temperature. How cold, how warm, how easy, how long, how far? All right, how tall? Okay, how big is your heart? Okay, I'll be back after our sponsors. All right, how long, how short, como de corto, how easy, how difficult, how tight, como de apretado está. How tight is the screw, the tornillo in Maria's head? It's not very tight. It's very loose. Well, how loose is the screw in Maria's head? It's very loose. Muy flojo. Casi le falta el tornillo entero. All right? Yes. Maria has a loose screw. En España decís, en español creo que decís le falta un tornillo. En inglés no nos faltan tornillos. Simplemente los tenemos un poco flojos. Maria tiene el tornillo flojo. Okay? Maria has a loose screw. How loose? Quite loose. Yeah. How loose? How tight? How thick? How easy? How far? How often? All right. Yeah. How big? How big is your love? Es una canción de Take That. How big is your love? ¿Cómo de grande es tu amor? Por mi idioma, para empezar. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
Hello, my name is Carly Carson. Nice to see you again. Before we start our class, I want to introduce my student. I'm here with David. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm excellent as well. Good.
Okay.
David's great. I call him David, not David. Right, he's too English to be David.
Okay, I'm becoming Canadian too.
He is, absolutely. He's already Canadian. So today we are going to focus on mastering the interrogative, all right? Questions. In English, questions are always going to be more difficult than Spanish because there's a different structure. So I'm going to put emphasis on a sentence, and David and you at home are going to ask me questions with how. So how long, how much, how many, how far, etc. All right? So she's 68 years old.
How old is she?
Perfect. How old is she, right? She's 68 years old. So David is asking me the question from before, essentially. Good. We've been waiting for an hour.
How long have you been waiting?
Perfect, good. How long have you been waiting? And I say, oh, we've been waiting for an hour. Good. The class lasts for 2 hours.
How long does the class last?
Excellent, good. Good with the T. They have 2 sets of twins.
How many sets of twins do they have?
Excellent, good. So we can say sets, which is un juego, a set of towels, a set of sheets, a set of twins. Good, gemelos. My brother's wife has 2 cats.
How many cats does your brother's wife have?
Very good, and good with this accent genitive. How many cats does your brother's wife have, right? Very good. There were 55 students.
How many students were there?
Good. Were there, not they. They weren't 55, right? If I say we are 2, right? David and I, we are 2. That means I'm 2 years old, and David's 2 years old too, right? So there are 2 of us. There were 55 students. Repeat the question. There were 55 students.
How many students were there?
Good. So the there, right? That's excellent. Good pronunciation. And at home, there, not they. Good. It's 40 kilometers from my house to Vancouver.
How far is it? How far is it from your house to Vancouver?
Excellent, good. Now, this is a tricky one because we have to remember it. How far is it from your house to Vancouver? Not how far is your house to Vancouver. How far is it from your house to Vancouver? Very good, David. My house has been painted 3 times.
How many times has your house been painted?
Perfect, good. How many times has your house been painted? Passive, been painted, good. She flies to France 4 times a year.
How many times a year does he fly to France? Or
Almost
how
perfect.
often?
She.
How often, may I say?
As well, perfect,
okay.
yeah.
How often does she fly to France?
Exactly, good. Now, it all depends on what you're talking about. If I tell you, I have a friend and she flies to France a lot during the year, you could say, how many times does she fly to France in a year? Or how often does she fly to France in a year? Both of them are perfect. You can improve by studying.
How can you improve?
Good. Yeah, good with the general you. I like it. Good. How can I improve? It's very good, but personal. And in general, how can you improve? You, everyone can improve by listening and repeating. Are you repeating? Repeat. Good. It takes 3.5 hours to drive from Madrid to Valencia.
How long does it take to drive from Madrid to Valencia?
Good. I think I always use that example. It's the only distance I know with driving. Good. It took him 4 years to finish his degree.
How long did it take him to finish his degree?
Good. Yeah, degree. Good. They studied for 10 years.
How long did they study?
Good. Yeah. How long did they study? You have the option. How long did they study for? Or how long did they study? They're both perfect. Now, with long, always for time, never how much time. Always how long, right? We measure time with length. Good. It's about 8,500 kilometers from Madrid to Vancouver.
How far is it from Madrid to Vancouver?
Perfect, good. Or how many?
How many kilometers is it? How many kilometers is it from Madrid to Vancouver?
Perfect, they're both excellent. How far in general or how many kilometers? If you say how far, I could respond with miles.
Okay.
I could respond with meters. So it all depends. Yeah, again, Americans would use miles, so be careful. You have to say how many kilometers. Good. The news usually lasts 30 minutes.
How long does the news usually last?
Excellent. Good. They're fine.
How are they?
Good. They're fine. Good. He was 98 years old when he passed away.
How old was he? How old was he when he passed away?
Good. What does pass away mean?
To die, morir. Yes.
Exactly, yeah, to die. Now, it's a polite way to say to die. So to pass away is to pass into the other life. So to die. Phrasal verb, there you go. He stayed in Mexico for 3 months.
How long did he stay in Mexico?
Perfect, good. She was 14 years old when she became famous.
How old was she when she became famous?
Good. He's a machine here, right? He never makes a mistake. Good. Famous, right? So at home, this is a pronunciation opportunity. Famous, famous, no famous, famous. Good, very good, David. Relax.
Thank you, thank you.
We've already discussed. We've had a cup of coffee today, and we're raging with energy. Good. They've been going there for 25 years.
How long have they going there?
How
long have they been going there?
Good, excellent. How long have they been going there? Yeah, present perfect, continuous. He's been living here for 7 years.
How long has he been living here?
Good, and you're gonna notice by far the most natural is how long, how long, how long, for any type of length of time, for years, months, minutes, long, long, long. So no more how much time. Good. He has 3 bicycles.
How many bicycles does he have?
Good. There are 5 bedrooms in my house.
How many bedrooms are there in your house?
Perfect with the there. I love it. There. How many bedrooms are there in your house, right? Not have. How many bedrooms does your house have? Because it sounds like your house is a person, right? So how many bedrooms are there? Are there. Perfect. The Queen of England has 5 palaces.
How many palaces has the Queen of England?
Ooh.
How many palaces does the Queen of England have?
Very good, very good. I caught him, finally.
Yes.
Right? Auxiliary to have is does. Yes, I feel this is bad. A teacher's happy that she catches her student. Good, repeat that. So
Okay.
the Queen has 5 palaces.
Okay. How many palaces does the Queen of England have?
Perfect, good. Now, how many palaces has the Queen of England got is one option. Or how many palaces does the Queen of England have? I think, personally, is the best option because it follows the does, like all of the other verbs. Very good, David. It took me 3 years to finish.
How long did it take you to finish?
Good, yeah. 3 mistakes were made.
How many mistakes were made?
Perfect with the passive, were made. Good. Class is held 3 times a week.
How often or how many times do classes?
So I say classes are held.
Okay. How often do classes are held?
So how often are?
How often are classes held?
Good. How often are classes held, or how many times a week are classes held as well? You can use both. Good. They make 15 euros an hour.
How much money do they make an hour?
Perfect, good. So you have all of these how options, how long with time, that's the most important. How far with distance, how much and how many with countable and uncountable nouns, all right? So keep up practicing with the how. Take care, bye-bye.
A song that you don't know. The Three Dog Night, Tres Perro Noche, literalmente, Three Dog Night, a very popular group in the late 1960s and the early 1970s. And they had one song called Never Been to Spain. And the song goes, well, I've never been to Spain, but I've been to Oklahoma. Oh yeah, and they tell me I was born there, but I really don't remember. In Oklahoma, in Arizona, what does it matter? What does it matter? Well, I've never been to Spain. It's interesting. They mentioned 3 geographical places: Spain, Oklahoma, and Arizona. I have been to all 3, but I've only been to Arizona once. I lived in Oklahoma for 9 years, and I've been living, presente continuo, presente perfecto continuo, porque sigo viviendo aquí. And I've been living in Spain for 35 years, more than in Oklahoma. I've never been to Spain. Now, that's the song. Have you ever been to Canada? Have you ever been to South Vietnam? Camera 1, please. Let's move. Okay. En español, cuando llegué aquí, realmente me llamó la atención, la gente me decía, oye, ¿conoces Bilbao? ¿Conoces San Sebastián? ¿Conoces Barcelona? Caí en la cuenta de lo que querían decir. Dice, no me han presentado a Barcelona todavía, no nos conocemos. Yo no le conozco Barcelona ni Barcelona a mí. Okay, because in English, to know, do you know Barcelona, sounds a bit strange in English. We understand it. If somebody says, excuse me, do you know Barcelona? It's understandable, but it sounds strange, okay? And you say, no nos conocemos. All right, we don't know each other. The question we ask is, have you ever been to? Siempre con to, no in, curiosamente. Have you ever been to? Literalmente, ¿has estado alguna vez a Barcelona? No tiene sentido gramatical, pero así se dice. Have you ever been to Barcelona? Have you ever been to Turkey? Have you ever been to Spain? Have you ever been to Russia? Have you ever been to Mongolia? Have you ever been to Poland? Have you ever been to the Czech Republic? Have you ever been to Slovakia? Have you ever been to Bratislava? Have you ever been to Ljubljana? All right, in Slovenia. Have you ever been to Belgrade, Belgrade, Serbia? Have you ever been to Zagreb, the capital of Croatia? Have you ever been to Sofia, the capital of Bulgaria? Yes. Have you ever been to Skopje, the capital of Macedonia? Have you ever been to Athens? Have you ever been to Cairo? Have you ever been to Syria? Have you ever been to Jerusalem? Have you ever been to Haifa? Have you ever been to Tel Aviv? Have you ever been to the Dead Sea? Have you ever been to? Have you ever been to? Have you ever been to? Escuchad la pronunciación y preguntad sobre todos los estilos de países imaginables entre hoy y mañana en la clase mañana. To practice simply this question, because we ask this question all the time. Have you ever been, con mucho V aquí, have you, como Javier o Javea de Alicante creo, have you ever been to? Have you ever been to? Have you ever been to Marrakesh? Have you ever been to Zimbabwe? Have you ever been to South Africa? Have you ever been to Paraguay? Have you ever been to Uruguay? Have you ever been to Brazil? Have you ever been to Peru? Have you ever been to Alaska? Have you ever been to Missouri? Have you ever been to Mississippi? Have you ever been to? Have you ever been to? Have you ever been to Russia? Have you ever been to? Have you ever been to? Have you ever been to the Philippines? The Philippines. Have you ever been to Manila, the capital of the Philippines? And of course, the answer is yes, I have. I've been to Manila, or no, I haven't. I've never been. I've never been to Manila. I've never been to the Philippines. I've never been to Tokyo. I've never been to Japan. I've never been to Australia. I've never been to New Zealand. I've never been to Denmark. I've never been to San Marino in Italy. I've never been to the south of Italy. I've never been to Calabria, for example. I have, okay? I've never been to Albania. I've never been to Kosovo. I've never been to Moldova. I've never been to Chechnya. In English, we Chechnya, in Spanish, Chechnya. I've never been to Azerbaijan. I've never been to, I don't know, I can't think. I've never been to Jordan. I've seen Jordan from the opposite side of the Dead Sea because I've been to Masada, the old Jewish fortress on the hill above the Dead Sea, the famous Battle of Masada, which was similar to the battle in Spain of Numancia. You remember? Yes, Numancia. And finally, the Numantinos they killed themselves, suicide, in order not to be taken prisoner by the Romans. I've been to Numancia and I've been to Masada, two very similar situations with the Romans both. First in Numancia and later in Masada. All right, I've been to Masada, above the Dead Sea, el Mar Muerto. Fijaos que no digo over the Dead Sea. Si dijera over es que estoy flotando encima, en el aire, encima del Mar Muerto. Pero digo above, por encima del, pero es de una distancia. And on the other side was Jordan. So I've never been to Jordan, but I've seen Jordan in several places. Okay? I've never been to Syria, but I've seen Syria because I've seen the Golan Heights and part of Syria from the Sea of Galilee. Have you ever been to Tripoli? Have you ever been to Agadir? Have you ever been to Tenerife? Have you ever been to Gomera? Have you ever been to? It's very, very important. We say it all the time. Have you ever been to Casablanca? Have you ever been to Rabat? Have you ever been to Tangier? Have you ever been to Tetuan? Have you ever been to Larache? Have you ever been to Marrakesh? Have you ever been to Agadir? All right. Have you ever been to Algiers? Have you ever been to Oran? Have you ever been to Tunisia? Have you ever been to Houston? Have you ever been to Oklahoma City? Have you ever been to Orlando? Have you ever been to Boston? Have you ever been to Austin? Fijaos que Boston y Austin in English practically are the same. Boston, Austin. All right. Have you ever been to? It's very easy for you. This is a very easy form. And this is the advanced program. And I'm teaching something that is intermediate, low intermediate. However, it's so important. It's used so commonly that we prefer to teach it again at the advanced level. Have you ever been to Oklahoma? I'll be back in a few minutes.
Hello there, and thank you for joining us. You're most welcome, as always. I'm Fitz, and we're joined here by David. How's everything today?
Everything is great, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. Are you on top of the world?
Yes, I almost on top of the world.
Almost on top of the world. Okay, that will do. Almost on top of the world. Okay, so we're going to begin with 5 vocabulary words, and David is going to help us. Okay, the first word, meanwhile, in Spanish.
Mientras tanto.
Okay, and can you say it in English?
Meanwhile.
Meanwhile. So meanwhile. The second one, moody.
Temperamental.
Okay.
O que cambia mucho de humor.
Okay, or voluble.
Voluble, sí.
Okay, and in English?
Moody.
Moody. Okay. The third one, mess.
Lío, follón, desorden.
Okay, and in English?
Mess.
Okay, now, what a mess. A mess. The fourth one, market value.
Valor de mercado.
Okay, and again in English?
Market value.
Very good. And the last one, meaningful.
Significativo.
Okay, and again in English?
Meaningful.
Okay, so meaningful. Now, we're going to practice now with questions with have you ever, a different selection of verbs. Okay, ask me if I've ever been involved in a minor hot air balloon crash in Sweden. What's a hot air balloon?
I don't know.
You fly through
Yes.
the air.
Uh-huh.
It's a balloon
Yes.
filled with helium gas.
Okay.
How do you say that in Spanish?
Un globo.
Okay.
Un globo aerostático.
Okay, so ask me if I've ever been involved in a small,
Yes.
hot air balloon crash in Sweden.
Okay. Have you ever been involved in a minor hot air balloon crash in Sweden?
Perfect, one more time.
Have you ever been involved in a minor hot air balloon crash in Sweden?
Yes, I have. Yes, I
Really?
have, but a very small crash.
Okay.
So I've been involved in a minor hot air balloon crash in Sweden. Okay. Have you ever had an argument with yourself in German?
No, I've never had an argument with myself in German.
Okay. He's never had an argument with himself in German. He's never had an argument with himself in German. Have you ever had? I've never had. Have you ever seen someone more than 2 meters tall?
Yes, I've seen someone more than 2 meters tall.
Okay. Have you ever seen someone? Yes, I've seen someone. And always contract. I've seen someone. Has your best friend ever eaten glass?
No, my best friend has never eaten glass.
Okay. Has your best friend ever eaten glass? No, my best friend has never eaten glass. Have you ever eaten glass?
No, I've never eaten glass.
Okay.
Have you?
No, fortunately, no.
Okay.
I've never eaten glass either. So, has your best friend ever eaten glass? No, my best friend has never eaten glass. I've never eaten glass. You've never eaten glass. Okay. Have you ever been an actor?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So, have you ever been an actor? Yes. Yes, he has. Yes, I have. Yes, you have. Yes, he has. Have you ever bought a live giraffe?
No, I've never bought a live giraffe.
Very good. Have you ever met the King of Spain?
Yes, I've met the King of Spain.
Okay, so have you ever met the King of Spain? Yes, he's met the King of Spain. Have you ever been in a fight with a tiger?
No, I've never been in a fight with a tiger.
Okay, so he's never been in a fight with a tiger. Have you ever been in a fight with a tiger? No, I've never been in a fight with a tiger. Have you ever seen me before?
Yes, I've seen you before.
Okay, very good. Ask me if I've ever discussed chicken with Superman.
Have you ever discussed chicken with Superman?
No, I've never discussed anything with Superman.
Okay.
Ask me if I've ever eaten a live animal while it's still alive.
Okay. Have you ever eaten a live animal?
When I was very small, I ate a worm.
Okay.
How do you say a worm? A very...
Un gusano.
Okay, so when I was young, I ate a worm. Okay. Have you ever been to Japan?
No, I've never been to Japan.
Okay. Ask me if I've ever been to Japan.
Have you ever been to Japan?
No, I've never been to Japan either.
Okay.
Okay.
We
So
have to go.
I think we have to go.
Yes.
Soon. Soon. So, have you ever been to Japan? No, I've never been to Japan. Ask me if I've ever been to Japan. Have you ever been to Japan? No, I've never been to Japan either. I've never been to Japan either. Have you ever met an Irish person?
Yes, I've met an Irish person.
Okay. Have you ever met more than one Irish person?
Yes, I've met more than one Irish person.
Very good. So you're a lucky person.
Yes, I'm one of the lucky ones.
Okay. Have you ever gone to bed with your shoes on?
Yes, I've gone to bed with my shoes on.
Okay, so he's gone to bed with his shoes on. Have you ever gone to bed with your shoes on? Yes, I've gone to bed with my shoes on. Okay. Have you ever seen an Iberian lynx, the animal that lives in the
yes.
Pyrenees?
No, I've never seen an Iberian lynx.
Okay, and in Spanish, an Iberian lynx?
Un lince ibérico.
Okay, so have you ever seen an Iberian lynx? No, he's never seen an Iberian lynx. Ask me if I've ever seen an Iberian lynx.
Have you ever seen an Iberian lynx?
Lynx.
Have you ever seen an Iberian lynx?
No, I've never seen an Iberian lynx. Ask me if I'd like to see one.
Would you like to see one?
Yes, I'd like to see an Iberian lynx. Ask me if I've ever been to Extremadura.
Have you ever been to Extremadura?
No, I've never been to Extremadura. I have to go.
What a shame.
Yes, what a shame. Very good. So I've never been to Extremadura, and he says, what a shame. And you're right.
Yes.
You're right. I have to go. Ask me if I've ever thought about going bananas on TV. What does going bananas mean?
I don't know.
Going crazy.
Okay.
Yes. So ask me if I've ever thought about going bananas on TV.
Have you ever thought about going bananas on TV?
Yes, I've thought about going bananas on TV. So to go bananas means to go crazy. Okay. Have you ever seen a film that lasted more than 4 hours?
No, I've never seen a film that lasted more than 4 hours.
Okay, I guess they usually last between 2 and 3 hours.
Yes.
Okay, so have you ever seen? No, I've never seen. Okay. Have you ever had a tooth pulled out by a veterinary surgeon?
No, I've never had a tooth pulled out by a veterinary surgeon.
So he's never had a tooth pulled out by a veterinary surgeon. Okay. Have you ever taken your dog to a psychiatrist?
No, I've never taken my dog to a psychiatrist.
Okay. So keep practicing, keep contracting. I've never, and see you very soon. And thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.
Okay, we have finished another class. Class number 173, which means we have 22 classes left. I'm starting to lose count. Something's wrong. Yeah, we have 22. Algo falla aquí en mis cálculos. Something's wrong. No, we have 22 classes left. So you have 22 future opportunities to continue learning your English with me personally, which is true and not true. If you're an official student, you don't have 22 opportunities. You have 1,000 opportunities to continue watching me, because with your password, tu clave, tu contraseña, you can go into the internet and watch this show again 25,000 times if you want. All right? If you're an official student. If you're not an official student, I think you can watch me again on the weekend maybe. But in any case, it doesn't matter. Your opportunities with me are limited, but the opportunities you have to continue studying English are unlimited. So take advantage of them.